like a rugby sort of rollout kick where we do a end over end kick. So we just call that a drop punt back home. So that's really easy for me. I don't have to think too much about it. Like I've been doing that now for probably 15, 16 years. Doing things like a high spiral though, that is a bit of an adjustment. Like it's a higher ball drop than we would in our game back home. So that's the main thing I work on, my spirals. But doing like the Aussie rollout kicks, that's like first-hand nature for me. So I'm lucky with that.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I apologize if you've been asked already, but just how did you get here? How did this whole process come about?
Yeah, so I'm from a program in Melbourne, Australia called Pro Kick Australia, led by Nathan Chapman and John Smith, and they transition boys playing like Aussie rules football back home and actually teach us how to become punters and train us with all the skills we need necessary to be able to play over here. So I've just sent over like hundreds of boys before, and there's I think 5 or 6 NFL players now that are punters from that program. So yeah, they train us up for it, and when the time's right, and they'll send us to where they think we can go. So,
when did you first become interested in American football?
When I was probably 19, I played like the NFL version of Australia back home, AFL, and then I started training up as a punter. So probably about 2 years now I've been training towards it, and now I'm here.
How did you get involved with Coach Brown?
It was a bit of a process because my coaches back home were speaking to FSU. Like, they had some chats throughout the year, and then obviously the old coaching staff, they left, and then in came Coach Novell and a lot of more coaches. So I think it was around December when all my grades were academically like at a level to make me eligible. That's when I spoke to Coach Novell, and it all happened pretty quickly. From when I spoke to him to signing was probably about a week's time, so it happened really quickly.
It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I think 2 years ago, you're just starting to learn about the game, and now you're living halfway around the world in a completely different lifestyle and experience. It's kind of just wild to think about, how far you've come in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, I think that a lot. Like even when I walk around campus sometimes, or when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, where am I? Like, what am I doing? And to think that 2.5 years ago, I was just pursuing a complete different dream. And if someone told me, then that I'd be here right now, I wouldn't believe them. So I'm grateful for that. And just like I said, it's an amazing experience and opportunity I have in front of me. So I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. Get the respect off my teammates and coaches, and that's all I can really do. So
you talked about kind of the growing influence of Australian punters in college football, even now in some of the NFL. How much of like a presence of college football is there in Australia? Is there any like coverage of it on TV or anything like that?
It's definitely growing now, and with more like AFL players converting to NFL or even college pursuits, a lot more people are starting to become aware of it. So it's definitely growing. It's mainly on ESPN and those Fox Sports channels, and I'm sure everyone like watches the Super Bowl back home when that's on. But besides that, like a lot of people actually come over here in the off season back home and try and get to some college games or professional games. So it's definitely growing and something that people are interested in, which is good.
Had you ever been to the US before?
No, first time. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
How's just the adjustment been to living in a new place?
It's funny because I came in so late at night time, and I haven't. Before last week, I hadn't actually left campus, so all I had seen is the campus so far. So in a way, that was good to get into the routine of things, and I've settled in pretty well now and feeling a lot more normal, like waking up and going to classes, going to training. So that makes me feel a lot more comfortable. And since I've made friends as well and got to know the coaches, that's been okay. So.
What's been the biggest cultural thing that's jumped out? Is it the food? Something? What's kind of stuck out to you now?
Probably early on, probably the coffees. Like I'm a big coffee drinker, and I reckon even now I probably miss like drinking a good coffee back home more than I miss my family. So it's that's probably been the hardest thing culturally to shift from. But I have a great relationship with the coaches up on level 3. I'm always in there drinking their coffees. But early on that was pretty tough. Like I felt like a walking zombie, like walking around class, like not having coffee, because we have a pretty big coffee culture back home. So that was probably the hardest thing. Other than that, training's a lot different. Like the Australian rules football back home, that's a lot more endurance based, whereas the athletes here are just amazing. It's really explosive stuff. The weights that we do, it's all really like heavy, low reps, but really explosive. So that's been a bit of a difference as well. I'll just get more used to that over time.
What did your folks think about this idea, like when it first came up, and how have they been dealing with having you so far away?
Dad's Dad and Mum are both like excited for me and proud, and yeah, like I said, they're just excited with the opportunity I have. Initially, Dad was like, "Yes, let's go get this." Like he's like probably my number one rock. He'd support me if I said I want to be a dancer or a singer or anything. Like he'd be like, "Let's go do this." So when I told him, he was always excited for me. Mum, like I live with my mum back home, so she's excited and so proud of me. I know that, but she's probably missing me the most, I think, out of anyone back home, because living with her. So she's excited to come over during the year and that. But no, my parents are happy for me, and they know it's not forever. It's for the 4 years that I'm here for, and hopefully longer after that. But yeah, they're proud and excited for me.
What's the time differential? Are you talking in the morning where it's night there, or in the night here where it's morning there?
Yeah, so right now it would be probably 4 a.m. So that took me probably a few weeks to get used to. I think in my first week here I had 10 hours of sleep, if that, and I don't even remember speaking to people really in my first few days. People have told me stories of what I was saying to them, and I really don't remember having those conversations. So I've gotten more used to the time zone difference here, which is good, but it definitely puts me off wanting to go back home and go through that process and playing right again. So